Bridgerton Season 2 officially broke the ratings record for the most viewed series in a week. From audition stories to embarrassing on-set moments and challenges, here are the most titillating filming secrets of Bridgerton's second season. Find out which scenes were more difficult to film. Discover how Simone Ashley and Jonathan Bailey really got along.
It was always a good day for me when he was on set.
And learn who the biggest diva on set was.
We didn't really click.
Allow us to commence. The talk of the turn. The lovebirds of the second season, played by Simone Ashley and Jonathan Bailey, are simply magnetic. It's impossible to take one's eyes off them when they share the screen. However, this time round, there are fewer racy scenes. Instead, it's the slowest of slow burns. Showrunner Chris Van Dusen claims they've never done a sex scene just for the sake of it, which totally makes sense because of the way Kate and Anthony came together.
I think it's quality over quantity on the second season. We're expressing sex and intimacy in a more psychological kind of way.
Just like in the previous season, an intimacy coordinator was involved in choreographing the steamy scenes. But this time they developed some new tricks to make the cast feel safe. Bailey revealed that there was a rule that the actors must have 3 barriers separating them. There are certain acts where a half-inflated netball can allow for movement without having to connect physically, he explained. One thing is for sure, the chemistry between the leads is undeniable. For that, Bailey compliments the brilliant instincts of the casting crew for finding his new co-stars. Hasty decisions and fast learning. Before taking on the role of Kate, Simone Ashley played in another Netflix hit, Sex Education. And there she caught the eye of Chris Van Dusen. After that, it all went pretty fast.
I got a few messages that they were interested in the role, sent in a few tapes, had a few Zooms, and then I met with the wonderful and gorgeous Jonathan Bailey for our chemistry test,
The meeting was a total success. The two hit it off right away. Johnny actually revealed that there was no other potential Kate. Yet, to become a sharp-tongued, self-proclaimed spinster, Simone had to undergo accent training, attend dance rehearsals, and learn to ride a horse. While Kate is a born rider, Ashley had only ridden once in her life before being cast in Bridgerton. Fortunately, the actress really loves the challenge. "I like scary sports and having high adrenaline," she shared. "Fear kicked me in the ass. It was a big confidence builder, and I really enjoyed it." Bailey also had to prepare for the new season, with the help of his on-screen sister Phoebe Dinevor. Having played the lead herself, she advised Johnny to get fit, eat healthily, and get as much sleep as possible because he'd be working up to 15 hours a day. And although the shooting schedule was quite intense, Bailey found time to take notes. He promised to pass them on to his successor as a Bridgerton guide for the next sibling who plays the lead. We'd bet that there's a chapter about the most important scenes. The most imposing challenge. According to Jonathan Bailey, dance and sex scenes help propel the narrative forward, and they are the most difficult ones in many respects. Compared to Season 1, Bridgerton's ballroom scenes are even more spectacular. They took up to 5 days to shoot and required up to 500 people to be present on set at the time. Last year, Bailey was at the back of the shot, sipping lemonade and giggling with his on-screen brothers. This time, he had to focus and step out onto the dance floor. He couldn't afford to put a foot wrong, literally. So Johnny had private lessons with choreographer Jack Murphy, who worked with him on illustrating Anthony's character through dance. However, this shouldn't have been a big problem for Bailey, as he's an experienced stage and musical actor. Speaking of music, many of the season's crucial moments are scored by instrumental pop covers. Not surprisingly, they weren't random choices. The show's music supervisor Justin Camps explained that specific songs help connect viewers to the characters. So he and Chris Van Dusen chose all of these incredibly powerful and deeply emotional songs for each particular scene. The showrunner revealed that he would try several different songs before landing on the perfect one to use. Amazingly, Van Dusen's 18-month-old twins actually influenced his choice. He would only keep the song if they started dancing to it. Now let's learn which member of the Bridgerton cast is the most competitive. The Pall Mall game. It was probably one of the most anticipated scenes of the second season, at least for those viewers who have read the novels. That's why the actors were encouraged to practice the game beforehand.
Pall Mall is a game I do not and will never understand.
In the books, Daphne was considered the best player, while in real life, Phoebe Dinevor, in her own words, was the worst. And the cast member who had the upper hand was Charitra Chandran. It turns out she grew up playing croquet, and Pall Mall is very similar. The actress even had to tone down her skills for the show. "It was a battle between my competitive drive and my need to embody my character," she revealed. Shooting this sequence became one of the actor's favorite weeks on set. After all the important moments of verbal sparring had already been filmed, they were encouraged to just play the game and have fun.
It was a bonding experience. I can't say we were very good, but we gave it a go.
So many of their vivid reactions are real. Actually, Luke Thompson took things a bit further than expected and broke 2 of the mallets during filming. Next, we'll talk about the scene that is iconic in every way possible. Wet and Wild. You definitely remember the moment when a dripping wet Anthony Bridgerton emerges from the lake in a white shirt. And if it somehow looked familiar, you're right. Chris Van Dusen revealed that it was a direct nod to Colin Firth's Mr. Darcy in the Pride and Prejudice miniseries. It was kind of an Easter egg for the period romance fans. He also shared that the team took the scene very seriously. They tested that white shirt to make sure it was the perfect combination of being see-through and clingy. There were a couple of shirts that I tried on, recalled Johnny Bailey. They had plant spritzers to spritz me down to see how much chest hair you could see through it. This isn't the only time our clothes were a part of a bigger message. Costumes that tell a story. Did you notice that at the start of the season, Kate's costumes are very tight, very neat, and considerably heavier than her sister's? That was done on purpose, in order to show her self-control and determination. However, later in the series, her costumes and hair become freer and looser, which reflects her blossoming feelings towards Anthony. The same can be said about the Viscount's clothes as well. At the start, he wears a darker palette, but later it becomes lighter and more like his father's. All in all, the costume team created about 700 costumes for the main characters of Season 2, not to mention jewelry sets, hats, men's watch fobs, tie pins, the list goes on. But those regal-looking gowns can hardly be called comfortable to wear. For example, Simone Ashley struggled with her corset. She actually threw up on her first day of filming because no one warned her to watch what she ate. I was like, okay, first day as a leading lady, got to eat lots of food, be really energized, recalled Simone. Instead, after breakfast, she needed to be sick, basically because of the restrictiveness of the corset. Her co-star also had an awkward wardrobe malfunction on set. Johnny Bailey revealed that the male costumes were very tight in certain places. There was a scene where Anthony and Benedict were fencing on a dewy morning in their plimsolls, and when Johnny lunged, his trousers ripped at the crotch. I was suddenly aware all these people were watching me, shared Bailey. I just screamed, "This is so embarrassing!" Johnny is definitely not too proud to laugh at himself, which, apart from his acting skills, made him a great on-screen partner. But there was one actor who was quite tough to deal with despite his natural charisma: the major diva on set. Among the newcomers to the second season was an adorable furry member of the Sharma family.
I thought corgis were small. I met him and he's a big dog.
Newton the corgi became a great addition to the cast and definitely a fan favorite. But this little scene stealer wasn't as fun to work with as you might think. The dog, whose real name is Austin, struggled to take directions and would only work for treats. Simone Ashley revealed that he would listen to her and nobody else. For example, Johnny Bailey had to admit that it wasn't only his character who didn't click with Newton. He didn't either.
We had to handle that in the scene, so there was a lot of holding little crumbs of sausage in my hand to try and get him to jump on my lap.
Moreover, the corgi would often continue barking during the shooting until someone gave him a treat. So a lot of growls and barks had to be edited in post-production. And we are almost at the end of our video, yet there's one more thing we can't help sharing with you. Julia Quinn's favorites. The author of the Bridgerton novels recently dished on her favorite characters of the TV adaptation. It turns out that she loves Lady Danbury most of all because she just says whatever the heck she wants. Surprisingly, Quinn almost killed her off, as in the books, Danbury's a bit older than in the series. However, after the show's premiere, Julia decided to let her live. And there's one more character the author enjoys watching: Queen Charlotte, portrayed by Golda Rosheuvel. She wasn't actually a character in the books, although Bridgerton is set during her reign. So it made sense that Shonda Rhimes chose to include her in the show. Most of all, Julia Quinn likes Charlotte's mannerisms, especially the face she makes when she's reading Lady Whistledown's leaflets. Who's your favorite character? Share with us in the comments. And watch our other videos on Bridgerton and its gorgeous cast. Stay awesome!